Hello everyone and welcome back to Freedom Through Confidence. My name is Ben and the mission of this channel is to provide confidence and life advice for the average Joe. And in this video today, I want to talk to you about how to get your confidence back. Now, confidence is something that is difficult to obtain and sometimes very easy to lose. You might lose your confidence after you have suffered a rejection in life. You ask a girl out and she says, no, I just want to be friends, or I don't see you in that way. Or you might lose confidence after the end of a relationship or after some kind of failure or setback in your life. I know that after my first big breakup in my life, it took me like a couple of years, maybe even longer, to get my confidence back up to where it was, which admittedly wasn't all that high to begin with. And inevitably at some point in your life, there are going to be times when you are going to lose confidence in yourself, in your abilities, and knowing how to get your confidence back is going to be an essential piece of knowledge for you to know, an essential skill for you to have, so that you can get back up to your original level of confidence fast and maybe even exceed that. But in any case, get back on your life path, on your purpose, on your mission as soon as possible. Okay, so the first thing that you need to know about getting your confidence back is that confidence is never truly lost. One of the key things that I like to say on this channel is that confidence isn't really just a trait or a mindset. Confidence is a skill. It's a skill that you can learn, and it's a skill that you can practice. It's also a skill that you can get out of practice with. It is something that you can lose faith in your ability around confidence. We see this in sports people all the time. If you've ever heard of the phenomenon called the yips, that is literally a sportsman or an athlete losing confidence in their ability to perform even the most basic functions around their profession. But much like those athletes, the skill isn't gone, it's still there. It hasn't just erased the decades of practice that they've put into their sport or their profession or whatever it is. And the way to move forward out of those situations is pretty straightforward all round. You get your confidence back by going back to the basics of how you built up confidence to begin with. Now, if this is the first time that you are working on building your confidence consciously, then you might not know what steps that you originally took to get yourself to your original level of confidence. Most of us develop some level of confidence during our childhood, during our teenage years, and we don't really consciously go about doing that. It's usually just something that happens or it doesn't happen. So if this is your first time working on getting your confidence up in a conscious way, then these are the key principles that you will need to remember to work on. And if you just work on these principles every single day, then your confidence will inevitably rise back to the level that it was. And the chances are pretty good that you will even become more confident than you were before, because not only have you gotten back to that base level of confidence, you also have the knowledge that no matter what happens, you can always get back to where you were. And that's actually going to push you beyond where your confidence was to begin with. You not only have the faith in yourself that's returned, but you also have faith in your ability to rebuild your confidence after failures, after setbacks, after letdowns. So then, what are the basics of rebuilding confidence, or just building confidence in general? The first thing is acceptance and authenticity. In my opinion, acceptance and authenticity are the things that actually make up your confidence. So acceptance, first of all, is understanding who you are as a person, what you want, what you like, what you don't like, and so on and so forth. It's knowing yourself on a deep level. And then authenticity is acting on that knowledge of yourself. And I do have other videos on this channel about acceptance and authenticity that you can check out, so I'll leave them in the description. I'll have a couple of cards over my head over the course of this video as well. that you can check out if you are interested in going deeper into the topics. But with acceptance, it is all about knowing who you are and knowing that you're not perfect. That's important as well. Knowing what your strengths are, but also knowing what your weaknesses are, because you cannot move forward in your life if you don't know where you are right now. You have to have your beginning point on your map. Otherwise, there's no way that you can get anywhere. And then to act authentically is to not hide who you are. It's to say what you mean. It is to act in the way that you want to act. It's to not hide yourself from the world and from other people. It's to act in accordance with your values and the things that you want from life. Working on your goals is an expression of authenticity. Telling someone that you like them, that you want to take them on a date, is an expression of your authenticity. Telling someone, no, I'm not interested in that, that is an expression of your authenticity, provided, of course, that these are all things that you actually want. Another part of gaining confidence back is working with your emotions. Now, let's say that you lost your confidence after a rejection. So somebody rejected your offer of a date, for example. You feel sad because the rejection hurts. Rejection always hurts, no matter who it is. It will hurt, it will feel uncomfortable. And you might even feel angry that this person has seemingly rejected you for no reason, or maybe they rejected you in a rude way. In any case, you won't be able to move forward if you just bury those emotions, if you just say, oh, well, I'm just going to pretend it didn't happen, because it did happen. And burying your emotions will inevitably only ever make it harder to work with them. At the same time, you can't just wallow in the emotions either. You can't just say, oh, well, because she rejected me, I'm going to be alone forever, so I'm just going to cloak myself in sadness and grief and never try anything ever again. Neither of those options work. And what you need to remember is that all of our emotions are there for a reason. If you feel angry after a rejection, it might be because you feel that they rejected you as a person. They've expressed that you weren't worthy enough of a person for them, and that makes you feel angry. But in trying to understand why you're angry, you might start to be a little bit more introspective about why those feelings emerged, and you might realize, actually, no, it's not that she rejected me in my entirety as a person. She just rejected me in that moment, because no one can reject you, because nobody, especially not a stranger, can fully know you. There could have been any number of things that were going on with her on that day that contributed to that. Now, let me be clear, this isn't to say at all that you should just go back and keep asking and asking and asking, because eventually the answer will be yes. That's not how things work, no matter how much the movies say. But in trying to understand why you're angry, you might be able to come to the conclusion that maybe the rejection wasn't about me at all. Maybe it wasn't something that I did. Maybe it was something going on with them, or maybe it was something that I said. Maybe I did come across kind of weird. And through that introspection and working with your emotions and trying to get to the bottom of them, you can find a way to move forward. It's important that you take care of yourself. It's important that you take care of not just your body through physical health, but also of your mind and your emotions. Because as I said, if you just ignore the emotions, or if you just let yourself wallow in those emotions, they can quickly grow and spiral out of control. And so one day you're angry because somebody rejected you in a rude way, and then the next day you start to believe, oh, well, maybe it's just that all women are like that. And that's hardly going to be a belief that's going to help you in your future either. So it's so important that you spend time feeling your emotions, letting them happen, but not letting them overcome you. Bottling them up will just make them worse. Letting your emotions control you will only make them worse. So your only option is to accept the fact that your emotions are there and that there's a reason for it, and that if you can understand what the reasoning is, at least on some level, because you'll never have 100% understanding of your emotions, because emotions primarily reside in our unconscious mind, which is inaccessible to us. But through better understanding of them, you can start to move forward in a more emotionally healthy way. Can't get rid of your emotions. Your only option is to learn how to live with them. And again, I've got videos about this on my channel that I'll link in the description that you can check out if you want to know more. And there's even a few videos specifically on how to deal with anger. So they're all in the description. Make sure to check them out if that's something that you're interested in learning more about as well. And the most important step of rebuilding your confidence is to take it easy on yourself. Don't expect yourself to get your confidence back in like a single day. Start small. And I know it's so frustrating to have to go back to the beginning and start over again, but you will make much more progress if you just start with building the habits back into your life that made you the person that you were, that made you confident before, and that will make you confident again in the future. So working with your emotions, that's a good habit to get into. Spending time on self-improvement, that's another good habit to get back into. Working on your social skills by doing things like just going and talking to as many people as possible, or putting yourself into social situations that are maybe a little bit uncomfortable, that you're not quite used to yet. Making sure that you're working towards your goals in some way every single day. All of these are ways that you will start to build your confidence, because you'll start to pick up small wins. Okay, I had a really nice conversation with this person here, and on top of that, I achieved one of my daily goals of going to the gym and working out, so that's another win. And while I was at the gym, I actually met another girl and we're going out on a date on Friday, and that's great. And all these small wins will start to build up, and those wins are what are going to start to support your confidence re-emerging in your life. So any loss of confidence is always temporary. There are things that you can do to build it back. If you want to get back your confidence, then first start working on your self-acceptance and expressing yourself authentically. Make sure that you are taking care of yourself, both physically, mentally, and emotionally. Don't just bottle up your emotions. Feel them, address them, speak to them. And I know that can be weird for us as guys because we're supposed to be kind of stoic and emotionless, but genuinely, if you don't deal with your emotions in a healthy way, they're going to control you in one way or another. Working with your emotions doesn't make you weak, it makes you stronger than you can possibly know. And take it easy on yourself. Start small, slowly build up, let those wins compound, and I guarantee your confidence will be back in no time. Don't push yourself too hard on it. Let it happen. It's a process and you have to trust that process. So I hope you have found this video useful today. I hope that I've been able to answer your questions on how to regain your confidence. But if you do have any other questions, any other thoughts, make sure to leave them in the comment section down below and I will get to every single comment as soon as I possibly can. If this is the kind of content that you're interested in, then make sure that you do subscribe to the channel, because there are 5 videos coming out weekly, every Monday to Friday, and that's going to be going up to daily uploads very soon. So if this is the kind of content that you're interested in, then make sure that you hit that subscribe button and leave a like on the video as well. But otherwise, for now, this video is over. Again, any questions, leave them in the comment section. But I wish you the best of luck on your journey of regaining your confidence and getting yourself back up to where you used to be.